excitingly, today Nick Coffer's got Brian May on. Oh yeah, him from Queen. He's going to be on, talking about all kinds of bits and pieces. And he's always he's a thoroughly decent chap. I've met Brian May, and he's still got that big pompadour hairstyle, and it's all grey. He looks like a bonkers old professor, but he's so nice. So he'll be on with Nick a little bit later on. Now, listen, every Friday we've kind of got into this thing where we get a musician in. We've had some odd stuff, we've had a ukulele band, we've had harps, and we've had some more kind of straightforward stuff. This morning, I'm joined by Cranstoun. Good morning, Si.
Hi, Ian.
How are you doing? You all right?
I'm really good, mate.
You're kind of a bit perky for a musician at this time of the morning. I was expecting...
Well, you know, I've got a couple of kids that get me up at 6 in the morning.
How old are your kids?
My son Caius is 1 and my daughter Tiva, she's 3.
Yeah, good luck with that! Mine are the same age, they'll be 3 and 1 in January.
Oh,
and they're bonkers at that age, aren't they?
Crazy. Great fun, but yeah, sleep, forget it.
It goes out the window. And the 3-year-old is kind of like chatting away and...
She's great. I mean, yeah, she's like 3 going on 30, you know. It's quite frightening.
And it's are you getting the why? Why? Daddy, why?
Yeah.
Why? No, we're turning this off. Why turning it off, Daddy?
Yeah.
That's just the constant conversation of why? We're going to get in the car. Why?
Yeah, exactly.
Do the seatbelt. Why? It never goes. I love it, but it never goes. Now listen, you started out busking.
I did.
Years ago I did a bit of busking. It's terrifying, isn't it?
It's freaky, it's frightening. The first time I ever went out busking was on the streets, the cobbled streets of Canterbury, where I was brought up. And basically, I remember the day I did it, and I just was like petrified. And there was a roadblock, and I thought the road was closed. And I said to my guitarist at the time, "Look, can we just cancel? Let's just cancel. Let's not do this," because I just was petrified that what were people going to make of me and what were people going to think of me. Anyway, I did my little 4 songs, and yeah, 70 quid in the hat.
Excuse
within
me?
half an hour.
Hang on a minute, that's better than I'm getting here. 70 quid in half an hour. I never made that in. I mean, I did it a few times. The thing I found terrifying about it is the starting up. Once you're in it and doing it, it's fine. But it's because if you go and do a gig, there's an expectation. You're going to walk on the stage, you're going to play some songs, people will applaud, and you will get off. But if you're stood outside Barclays or Safeway or something, and you're doing it, it's weird.
It is. It is. It's something you just kind of overcome, and obviously the years I've been out there doing it is just second nature now. But yeah. It's kind of like, busking? What is that? You're like a tramp on the street. Get off. Get a proper job.
You get some good buskers though. You see some terrible people.
You do.
I quite like the terrible people, but you see some cracking people as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, my father was a street trader, so kind of like, even though I was petrified the first time I actually went out there to do it, it just became second nature to me after a while.
It's kind of in your blood.
It is, yeah. Standing in the street, I love it. I love the hustle and bustle of people, and I just love, you know, being out in the fresh air and singing. In fact, it's bizarre because even though I've got my band and we're playing all around the world now, which is wonderful, I often miss that kind of like the personal touch to busking, the fresh air, the acoustics of my voice, you know, reverberating off the pavements. I miss all that because it all gets a bit crazy, you know, the technology, the PAs, the sound.
Well, you're going off to Vegas.
I am. Yes.
So you talk about technology and PAs and craziness. That's the craziest place in the world.
It is.
How on earth did you get that gig?
Well, I actually played there early this year,
and
the promoter loved the band and myself that much that he insisted upon us playing next year, where Little Richard is headlining.
Sorry,
it's just amazing.
Are you opening up for Little Richard?
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't get much cooler than that. That man invented rock and roll. Forget Elvis. It was that fella that did it.
Well, yeah.
What's the name of the band? We should mention that.
Oh, well, it's Si Cranstoun. It's me.
Right. Okay. Right.
So it's kind of the band that I've sort of assembled behind my voice.
Yeah.
And when you say rock and roll, it's interesting because I fuse kind of gospel soul with rock and roll, which is kind of interesting that Little Richard's name's been brought up because Little Richard inspired a whole generation of soul crooners, soul shouters. Otis Redding probably wouldn't have been Otis Redding without Little Richard. He was a Little Richard impersonator, and of course Otis Redding inspired generations of soul singers. So it's bizarre how music can cross the genres there, and you know, that's kind of where I'm at. I love listening to gospel soul, I love listening to rock and roll, and to me it's all wonderful music.
I'm going to shut up. Do you want to sing us a song?
Oh, well, indeed. Speaking of Otis Redding, I'll do a quick cover for you. This is Dock of the Bay.
Lovely.
Sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in. Then I'll watch them roll away again. Yes, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, Lord, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, way wasting time. Look like nothing's gonna change. Everything still remains the same, Lord. I can't do what people tell me to do, yeah. So I guess I'll remain the same. Just sitting here, resting my bones. And this loneliness won't leave me alone. See, 2,000 miles I've roamed just to make this dock my home. Now I'm just gonna sit on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, Lord, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, just wasting time.
Listen, anybody that comes in and whistles on this show gets a round of applause. We'll have some of that. You were doing, cheekily, you were going for the teeth whistle as well, not the lip whistle, the teeth whistle.
I chipped my tooth doing martial arts years ago, and I've still got a little hole.
That was brilliant.
Thank you very
You're
much.
playing in Biggleswade tonight.
I am indeed.
Is it covers? Is it originals? Is it
It's
mix?
all originals, really.
Right.
Most we throw a few covers in there, and we do a couple of Jackie Wilson songs. But with the band, I've kind of built a show of original songs. I've been songwriting my whole life, and I was lucky enough to live next to Graham Lyle, who was one of the big songwriters for Michael Jackson and Tina Turner.
Wow.
And I was a mate with his son. We used to ride bikes together, and he was a huge influence to me as a teenager.
How cool is that?
I was going to join the services, and then he called me up and said, "Si, I think you've got the qualities of a true songwriter." So I ditched my ideas of army careers and went down the pathway of music, and I've never looked back.
This is very quick. We're running out of time. Is there a website if people want to go and find out more about you?
Indeed there is. It's Cranstoun.com. It's Cranstoun, spelt with a U, so it's Cranstoun.
Listen, we've got 2 minutes. Can you give us another one?
Yeah, sure. This is Coupe De Ville. Now it was early on a weekday morning, and it seemed a sunny day was dawning, and we were down along the roadside strolling, 'cause that night we'd been a rock and rolling, and then the thunder roared of a 5.4 V8, and all I got to see was a little bit of me in the rear tailgate. Coupe De Ville, you rode up and you took my everything. Stole my pretty girl away on 4 wheels in a spin. You destroyed me with that two-door 53. I can't conceal, my story's real, 'cause the girl left me for a Coupe De Ville. Cha-ka-dang, cha-cha-cha-cha-cha, cha-chang-cha-chang-chang-chang. Now I confess that you're a handsome devil, and you're driven by a rockin' rebel, and you've been riding on a different level, in the finest way a man can travel. And then the thunder roared of a 5.4 V8, and all I got to see was a little bit of me in the rear tailgate. Coupe De Ville, you rode up and you took my everything. Stole my pretty girl away on 4 wheels in a spin. You destroyed me with that two-door 53. I can't conceal, my story's real, 'cause the girl left me for a Coupe De Ville.
Fantastic. We'll have some of that. Sorry to cut you a bit short. We've got to go to the travel. Superb stuff. Si Cranstoun, thank you very much for coming in. Oh, there we go. Let's hit that one, shall we? Right, let's get the travel news now. Let's go to Sophie Tyler. Sorry, man, that was brilliant. That was brilliant.
I can feel the time thing going on. I've got to cut this off. Where do I cut it?
It's that thing of it's lovely to hear. I kind of really enjoy chatting as well.
Yeah, sure, man.
You're saying you live next door to the guy that
wrote
those songs.
Fake things.
That's amazing. But let me just get out of this, and I'm gonna do some magic to make this all fit in now.
Okay.
Leave it to me.
2 hours as well, I'm afraid. Sophie Tyler, BBC 3.
Thank you very much, Sophie. Expertly done there. Cy Cranstoun, thank you very much. Quickly give that website again. If people
Indeed, yes, it's cycranstoun.com. Visit me 24 hours of the day.
There you go, you see. Not too late at night, let's not be rude. Right, have a nice weekend. JVS up next. There we go.
Great.
Can we have a picture of them two together?
Yeah, of course. That would be awesome. Yeah,
The
sure,
old
man.
guitar.
Can you take a few, Barry, as well?
Yeah.
This man, I've seen you on TV.
Yeah.
I've been on telly a couple of times. I'm proper.
You're going to be back on TV.
That's finished, brother. That's
That's brilliant.
That was fantastic.